This is a video for USF-sponsored interns on how to log your intern support hours. These are candidates who have been recommended by the credential analyst for their internship credential through the CTC. You would have worked with Helen Nguyen, the credential analyst, in applying. To begin, we will log into the Chalk and Wire website. So we will go to www.chalkandwire.com/USFCA. Once you're there, you will log in. On the first page, you will see the dashboard. If you scroll below, you will see My Field Placements as a category, and then you'll see your field placement listing set up. Ours is called the Test Student Teaching 1 Interns listing. If you do not see this, it's because you have not confirmed your field placement information and Eva has not set up the listing. If this is an error, please contact Eva to rectify this immediately. If you have set up your field placement, you would have received an email that looks like the following. Field placement assigned, and it would come from the Chalk and Wire website, and it would have the information with your name, and it says where you've been assigned to as your field placement. So back to Chalk and Wire, on this first page, you would click on the link to go to your field placement listing, and that's the page where you will log your hours. Besides being on the first page, you can also access the field placement listing by clicking on the menu bar on the left, going to press Work, and then pressing on My Field Placements. And it will list by school, and it should say the school you're interning at. And this is your field placement listing for your intern placement for this semester. And you want to make sure that the information is correct on this page, such as your subject and your grade level, as well as your institutional advisor and your intern supervisor. If you scroll down, you'll see the journal where you will log your intern support hours. Candidates working on a USF intern credential should log the support hours they receive. I will provide more details on this later in the video. So here is the link. If you keep scrolling down, you will see the assessments that your supervisor fills out. The supervisor will automatically have access to these assessments on Chalk and Wire. Your school site will be listed below. You want to make sure this is the correct school. Now here's how to log your student teaching hours. I will scroll back up where it says Journals. You'll see that it lists a total of 189 hours on this bar, which is like a progress bar. That is how much support and supervision the CTC requires interns to receive for the entire year. This field placement listing is only for this current semester. Because it's only for the semester, you only have to log up to 94.5 hours of support, so half of that total amount. So you'll click on this link here, which will say your name and then student teaching, in order to access your journal. This is an example where some hours have already been logged. So if we scroll down, you can see there are 3 categories: support and supervision provided through the intern's employer, most likely your school district, as well as support and supervision provided by the intern CTC approved prep program. So that's your teacher education program here at USF, as well as the support you get from the intern support supervisor. And then there's a third category about intern support and supervision activities provided by either your employer or your teacher prep program. And under each category, there's different types of support that the CTC expects, for instance, the district to provide, such as coaching, any department meetings, administrator coaching, release time, You can scroll down to see all of the options that they think the school district provides. And now this column will show the types of support and supervision the teacher ed program should be providing you, as well as the ones that fall into being provided by either your school district or by the teacher ed program. So there's observations, communications, activities, workshops. If you spend time watching teaching videos with your support person, any of these additional support times. You will also see two categories for that are listed, including for it says EL specific hours, and those are hours that of support that you receive that's specific to working with English language learners. And there's also a total hours, which is for working with students in general, and the support that you've gotten in order to know how to work with students in general. And you'll see it listed for under each of the three columns. You can always contact Imen, the intern support supervisor, for these for more clarification on how you should log your hours in terms of like not knowing which category the support falls into. She can happily provide that type of support. So you'll see in this example, we had previously logged 8 hours, and so it indicates how far in terms of progress has been made. So to log a new journal entry, we will click on this blue button here, New Journal Entry. This form will pop up, and you want to make sure to read this paragraph on CTC requirements. This is their language about how interns should receive 144 hours of support and supervision for the school year, as well as additional 45 hours of support for working with English language learners. So make sure to read through this, and then directions are also listed here. You will want to enter in a new entry every time you receive support. At minimum, we ask that you log your support hours once a week, but ideally it would be that same day. So make sure it's a habit to enter in your support hours on Chalk and Wire at least once a week. So you would enter in the date that you received that support. So let's say you received the support on the 12th of February. And then, so you look over this question, support and supervision provided through the employer. So if you received, for instance, 3 hours of content-specific coaching for working with English language learners, we entered in 3. But there was a total of 4 hours, of which for working with general students, so you enter in 4. And you can see what types of other supports you might have gotten. This category is around the support from the teacher ed program. So let's say you were in seminar for 3 hours this week. And then you only talked about working with students more generally. You would enter in the total hours. If you spent, let's say, an hour video conferencing with your intern support supervisor for more specific support on working with English language learners, you would enter in an hour here. Let's say you did not do any, get any support that were in these categories. You would just leave those blank. There's a general comments box at the bottom. You will have to scroll all the way down to press the save button. Once you press save, the screen will refresh and you'll see the screen form has been updated message. And so you'll press close to exit out the screen. If you return to your field placement listing, you'll see that the additional hours have been added. We can click on Journals again in order to see your entry from. So you could see that your entry was listed. So, and then if we scroll back up, you would just scroll back up in order to make a new entry. And you can always press this arrow button to hide that journal pop-up screen. So just another reminder that even though it says 189 hours, you only have to log up to 94.5 hours this semester. If you have any questions about navigating Chalk and Wire, please contact the Teacher Ed Program Assistant. If you have questions more specific to the intern support log and the various categories and types of support, please contact Imen, the intern support coordinator.